Hello, Martha here. Well, I thought you might like to hear about my little holiday last year. It were a bit different. I fancied a change. Well, Blackpool can get a bit boring when you're by yourself, and when you've done the pleasure beach and the ballroom, and there's not much left but bingo, and well, I can play bingo in Barnsley. Anyway, I went to Globe Travel, you know, the one with the bus trips in the window, Skipton Market and Skegness, Chesterfield. Well, I've done all of those. Hello, Mrs. Ramsden, they said, you're looking perky. They're very nice in there, but I stumped 'em this time. I said, I want to go to Outer Mongolia. Well, they looked at me gone out. Don't you mean East Anglia, Mrs. Ramsden? No, I mean Outer Mongolia. Maybe you're best looking online, they said. I hate that when you've got notes in your pocket. £200. I could tell that Lynn at the bank. You know, the one with the rock on her finger that looks like the White Cliffs of Dover. Well, I could tell she wanted to know what I wanted £200 for. But she can want on. It were last year's eating bonus, really. Well, the government give it to you so that you can keep warm. So I thought, well, must be warm enough in the Gobi Desert. It's a long way to Outer Mongolia, even flying. But I don't mind that. You might as well be sitting on an aeroplane as in your own front room. And they gave me brandy free. Not that I drink much brandy, but, well, just for medicinal purposes. Anyway, I got there all in one piece, and a young man met me at the airport. He was a nice young man, but he did look a bit like Wurzel Gummidge. His name was Tomor Bartas. It sounds quite Yorkshire, doesn't it? But when he spoke, you could tell he was foreign. Am I allowed to say foreign? Ooh. Anyway, we called him Bartas for short. I say we because I was in a group of 6. There were Arabella and Ziggy from Kent. They were quite posh. And Donald from America. He got called Trumpo, but he didn't mind the joke. And a couple of gay boys, Simon and Barry. They made me laugh because they kept every inch of the tent clean. Well, they don't call them tents out there, do they? They're called yurts. You can stay in a yurt just outside of Whitby, but it's not the same as Outer Mongolia. Mongolian yurts smell of dead goats and rotting toenails. And anyway, you don't notice after a while because, well, there aren't many showers in the Gobi Desert and everybody smells of horse plop. You do get used to it after a few days. There's a lot of horses in Mongolia. They've a saying out there, a Mongol without his horse is like a bird without his wings. Well, I can tell you now, I didn't see many wings out there. It took us 3 days to get to a market. And after 3 days on a Mongolian pony, I felt a bit Bartas myself. Talk about saddle sore. I wore out a perfectly good pair of Marks and Spencer's cargo pants going to that market. I don't think the gay boys liked horses very much, but they seemed to hit it off with Bartas. Donald was a natural cowboy. He knows how to straddle a pony. And the couple from Kent, well, all they could do was complain about there not being a blow-up bed. They didn't like sleeping on rush mat. It didn't bother me, 'cause that's all we had when we were kids, and out of the ones in Outer Mongolia were double-sided, sheer luxury. The Gobi Desert's a wonderful place at night, all that sand. They say it sings when the wind blows, but I never heard it. There wasn't as much of a gust for the whole 2 weeks. Our little party made up for it, though. I don't mean the wind, I mean the singing. Yeah, every night we had a campsite song. Ginganguli in the Gobi. It was just like back in the guides. Never hurt anybody, did it? A bit of Ginganguli. Anyway, Mongolians drink fermented mare's milk. Airag, they call it. Yeah, it's a bit wishy-washy. But then there's distilled airag, and even though it tastes like the worst medicine you've ever tasted, it does loosen your tonsils. We went to the Airag distillery. God, there were 3 chaps there. I called them horseless, useless and arseless. Talk about flightless birds. They were all dodos, every one of them. Not a wing between them. On the last day, we were taken in a Land Rover to Ulaanbaatar, where we stayed the night in a posh hotel before going to the airport. Bartas gave me his old hat as a keepsake. I've got it here. You don't get these in Blackpool. And I came back with this horse's head handle thing. It's an instrument that twangs. Well, I can practice me heavy metal, style. Did you see 'em on the one show? Mongolian heavy metal. It's amazing stuff. It's like vibrating testosterone. Well, I'm never going to make a sound like vibrating testosterone, am I? But I might be able to make something of it. I won't be going to Outer Mongolia again. Well, with this virus, I might not be going anywhere. But I've booked for Blackpool next year. Just the 2 of us. Me and my new friend, Donald. There's a lot to be said for a Big Dipper and a bit of ballroom dancing. Bye-bye.